Hey guys, how we doing? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys had a great day today. It has been a very good day. It's been very productive for me. I hope it's been productive for you. Just got off of I've been on all kinds of Zooms and calls and things today. Lot of moving parts in our country right now and in our world, right? And we want to make sure that we are positioned for this to be the best of times for us, right? Because it definitely is a time where it can either be the worst of times, L'Oreal, or the best of times. And so education, Angela, is absolutely hands down the key, right? I would tell anybody right now, if you don't know what's going on from a money standpoint, from a banking standpoint, this is definitely the time to learn, right? Hey, Ben. Hi, baby. This is the time to learn, right? So I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and share this feed really quickly. Do some watch parties really quickly. We're going to chop it up a little bit and talk about kind of what's happening. As a matter of fact, Mill, will you do me a favor? What's up, Millie Mill? Will you do me a favor and text Randy and ask him, can he jump on here really quickly, just for like maybe 5 minutes? I just want to kind of hit that section on banking with him because he's very knowledgeable about that. If not, it's cool. I'll just flow because I know he's kind of out and about. But there's a lot happening right now. And one thing that I've learned is that if you want to master something, you have to become a student of it, right? And so I want to encourage you guys on tonight. Excited to have you guys on here. I want to encourage you guys to set your heart to do two things. One, that you're going to ask questions. You're going to learn. You're going to be an infinite learner, right? And then also, I need you to make a decision right now that you're going to be wealthy, right? And really, you need to just tell yourself that becoming wealthy is non-negotiable. And I think in a time like this, it's really more and more important. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about how wisdom or wealth is a defense, right? That the wealthy has many friends. Hey, Cannon. And so I need all of you guys to make a decision tonight that becoming wealthy is completely and totally non-negotiable. And so if you're in agreement with that, just put in the chat really quickly. Becoming wealthy is non-negotiable. It needs to be a non-negotiable contract in your life. Okay. Yes, China, I would love for you to hop on, girl. So Millie, if you could send to China and Randy that StreamYard link, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, it needs to be non-negotiable. Yes, Claudine, she says becoming wealthy is non-negotiable. Yes, becoming wealthy is non-negotiable. Put that in the chat right now. So let me say this. Excited you guys are on here. Got a lot of stuff, Tiana, that I want to talk to you all about tonight. And let me just tell you that, you know, it takes two things to become wealthy. You got to make the decision and then you got to keep learning. You got to make the decision and you got to keep learning. Most people don't make decisive decisions. Most people are indecisive in their life with their money. And so as a result, they don't ever end up walking into anything because they just won't make the doggone decision. And they don't trust their own instinct. And this is specifically, what's up, Shannon? How are you, sir? What's up, brother? Most women, and particularly, not all women, but most women, a lot of times have deferred their value where financial instinct is concerned over to their husbands or over to their boyfriends. But let me tell you something. God gave each of us as individuals a brain. And so he gave us that brain because he intended for us it to function, right? So that means that we don't need to negate our own ideas. We don't need to negate our own opinions. We don't need to negate our own thoughts. Those things need to be valued. I believe a lot of those decisions and ideas, God gave us to them, but because we don't value them, we don't ever see the end of what that ideal could have produced, right? And so those of you that are listening tonight, I want you to think about this. Right now, we are at almost, it's August 22nd. August 22nd. We're about to be at the last month of the third quarter. And then we're getting ready to go into the fourth quarter. So basically, you're telling me that we have 4 more months. You have 4 more months in 2020. right? And so what you have to do is understand that each day is comprised with a series of decisions. And so now what you got to do, Bernicia, is you got to tell yourself is I'm getting ready to get on the right side of money. And I love my friends and I love my family, but I'm not getting ready to wait for anybody, right? Because if you wait for somebody else to give you permission to become wealthy, then you will probably never become wealthy. It is imperatively important right now. Hear me and hear me good. I've had a series of conversations over the last couple of weeks, and I'm telling you right now, not because I want this to happen, I'm not believing for this to happen, but we have not seen we're really at the beginning stages of the recession. The recession really was already kind of in operation, and then 19 began to impact every industry, right? And so it's just like sometimes something's at the beginning of something, but until it totally hits, you didn't even see it coming because you didn't know the wealth indicators and the wealth cues to look for. And so I'm telling you right now that those of you that have been kind of following me and some of my colleagues and maybe even some of my mentors like the Kiyosakis, Robert and Kim Kiyosaki, like you got to start paying attention right now because this is an opportunity for you to position yourself so that when all of this starts crumbling down, you're actually building an empire because you have the education that you needed so you can make the decisions that you needed to make so you can get the results that you needed. During every time, every plain point in history, economically, when you look at what happened during the Great Depression, when you look at what happened during the Great Recession, there were always millionaires and billionaires that came out of those pain points because they had the education and they were aggressive. So this is not the time, if you've been passive, right? This is the time for you to take off your passive hat and put on your aggressive hat so that you can now begin to go into these territories and understand financial markets and make money from financial markets. Now, there are a couple things that I want to show you tonight, and I'm going to bring on my sister and girlfriend right now, Dr. China. This woman is on fire. Hey, beautiful. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Looking good up there. I'm super excited about this today.
Girl, tonight is going to be amazing. I want everybody to do a watch party, share. There are a couple things I want to share with you guys. Number one, China, you know, in 2009, Bitcoin showed up on the scene. Do you remember, sis, how much Bitcoin was when it first popped up?
I saw it just now. Look back just the other day, and it was 6 cents. 6 cents.
Girl,
and it just
that thing was 1 penny.
1 penny. I mean, that part right there.
Yeah, it was actually 1 penny when it that part in 2009. Today, it's almost how much?
11,000.
Yes, right about $11,000.
Yes.
It is the fastest growing asset in the entire world. The only reason that we've been building a cryptocurrency portfolio is because of this platform. We've been getting education. Now, there's something I want to show you guys really quickly because I want you to be able to take a look at this and see exactly what's happening. And you know what? I think that, no, I don't want to show that. I want you guys to see this. And this is why this part is so important because you're going to have to learn how to do your research. Doing your research is critically important. And I'm going to show you this. And this is what we call a wealth indicator, okay? This is a wealth indicator. So let me see if I can share this to the screen. All right. Take a look at this. All right. Can you guys see what this says? Do you guys see this? It says cryptocurrency billionaire rankings. In other words, there are tons of people right now that are becoming billionaires in this cryptocurrency space. Can you guys see my screen or no?
You gotta make it smaller, I think. It's really big.
Can you guys see it? Can you see it?
It's just really big.
It's big. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to show this part. We're not going to go through the whole article. You guys can Google this for yourself. But it says cryptocurrency billionaire rankings. The richest people in crypto. So now think about this. This is what I want you to know. because most people, when they think about becoming wealthy, they think like it's going to take a long time to become wealthy. But we know that Bitcoin showed up in 2009, and now here we are at 2020, and people have already become billionaires. Now, before somebody became a billionaire, they weren't doing it in a decade, right? So in this space that we're going to be talking to you about tonight, you literally are seeing people become wealthier much faster than any other time in the history of our world. It's important to see that. And there's lots of articles out there that I can show you. And I'm going to show you one more because I want you to know this could be you, but you've got to get the education. Because a lot of you maybe that are watching this right now, you might be thinking, well, what should I buy? You know, how much should I buy? What's important? What's not important? Yeah, those are all really, really great questions that everybody should be asking. Everybody should be asking those kinds of questions. So let me show you this article, and this just came out recently. And again, this is just, you know, and where we're headed and why this space is going to be so important. Bitcoin halving, a new class of Bitcoin millionaires may emerge. Guys, that's huge. This came out in Forbes. Forbes actually has a section that just deals with cryptocurrency. I have it on my app. I'm not going to read the whole thing because of time, but I want you to know where we're headed. These are what we call wealth indicators or wealth cues. My sister, Janetta China, literally just sent me a picture. She sent me 3 pictures. And one was an ATM machine right next to the house that her and my brother-in-law live at. And there was a Bitcoin ATM machine.
Absolutely.
She went into the gas station and she said she saw an ATM machine and it says, now take Bitcoin. See, guys, indicators. And this is why space is going to be vitally, vitally important that you tell yourself, I'm getting ready to get in alignment, right? I'm getting ready to get in alignment. I'm getting ready to learn. I'm going to become an infinite learner. I want to become a master of money. If you want to become a master of money, then you're going to have to study it. The reason that culturally we have not necessarily seen, and this is changing, of course, there are a lot of successful people of color, thank you, Lord. But when you look at the broad spectrum of where the wealth is being held, right, it's still not being held in people of color. And that, how is that going to change when we start understanding that we're going to have to educate ourselves so that we can start to get this education? It's just like a person who wants to become a really good cardiologist, right? They're going to have to do what? Go to the school of cardiology. And they can't just go to school one time. They're going to have to, when they graduate, they're going to have continued education. It's the same thing over here with wealth. You're going to have to put yourself in a position to be in the flow of wealth. Right? Wealth relationships, wealth conversations, wealth strategies, and then what? Now you get wealth results, right? And let me tell you something. When China and I first heard about this, we didn't know anything about anything about anything about anything. We didn't know anything about any kind of trading foreign currency. We didn't know anything about any charts. We didn't know how to read charts. We didn't know how to do any of that, right, China? But we here hungry, right? Humble. We were teachable, and we said, okay, what is it that we need to learn, right? And so I want to share with you guys what you're going to get tonight. China, while I'm sharing that, while I'm getting ready to pull up a couple things that I want to share with everybody tonight. You've been in this space for the last 4.5 years. We've been able to change a lot of people's lives. What are you kind of seeing the financial landscape? Why is it so important right now for people to come into this space?
Yeah, there's an extreme urgency right now. I believe that the writings are really on the wall. People are going into stores now. They're seeing signs up talking about preparing for a cashless society. We're seeing signs up talking about a coin shortages. We're watching banks begin to really buy a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of the uber wealthy that are transferring their money from traditional banks and putting it into cryptocurrency. And we're seeing the shifts now. And I believe that people are starting to kind of wake up. They may not know what's next, but they can obviously see that something is happening right now. You know, we think about the traditional occupations that are no longer needed, that are becoming obsolete, is really just indicators all around us that there is a digital boom that's taking place right now. I think the biggest thing is that people don't know that they could benefit from it right now if they get in position with the right people and just become students of what's happening right now. It doesn't take for you to know everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't even have to have all of the questions to articulate, but what you do have to have is a sense of urgency to move in position right away while you still have access, because what we're seeing right now is the prices of things that are going to begin to shift the more. So don't wait until the person that introduced this to you to get to a certain position, because it's going to cost you for that procrastination. It's going to cost you more money when the world is talking about it. Some people are kind of sitting and waiting to see, I just want to see how it's going to pan out. It's already panning out. Millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires have already been created inside of this space. And now you have an opportunity to get involved, but I don't know that opportunity will always be here. And if it is, it's going to definitely cost you a lot more money. So I can't stress enough, Dr. Jewel, the sense of urgency that I believe that everybody needs. And one of the things that I want to say before you go into depth here, for women specifically who may be wearing a lot of hats, who may be taking care of their families and in school and working, taking care of your spouse, your parents, and all of those things, you need to understand that 15 to 20 minutes a day could absolutely change your life. It's not you having to learn every intricate detail about this to become profitable. We have systems that's already in place that would allow you to literally copy and paste the experts so that you're not left behind. This is the ringing of the bell. This is the writing on the wall. This is us alerting you now to really move aggressively and get in position.
No, that's really, really good. That's really good. And you're absolutely right. And what I love is, you know, when you guys come into this space, this is just kind of to show you what the back office looks like. When you sign up, you basically are signing up saying, listen, I'm ready to educate myself. I'm ready to learn. So one of the first things that are going to happen, first of all, you're going to have tons of support. So whoever invited you on here, you're going to be connected to them. You're going to be connected to us. You're going to be connected to a whole support team. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's been the real blessing in this space, is that it's not just me in here trying to figure it out. There's no way I would have become a good trader on my own. I really don't think that, right? It was because the company has done a great job at simplifying learning. So one of the first things that you're going to see is you're going to have a back office, okay? You're going to come on here and you're going to click on academies. When you click on academies, it's going to give you access. It tells you Forex Academy. We realize that the average person knows nothing about trading foreign exchange, right? So in a nutshell, it's basically the ability to trade any two countries and their two currencies. So if we were to go to London tomorrow, we would have to trade the dollar for the euro, okay? And if the value of the euro was greater than the value of the dollar, we would end up getting less euros back, right? So that's basically what trading is. We can trade Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, gold, oil. Again, any two countries and their two currencies, okay? So I just clicked on this right now. I'm just going to show you this really briefly. I just want you to see how simple this is. The videos are very short, they're very sweet, and they're very to the point. One of the things that I love that they've done, Stacey, that they've made it so that the average person who's busy as all heck can take 15 to 30 minutes a day to watch. So I just hit play right here. I just want you guys to see this video. Very clean, very short, very sweet, but also very much to the point. And this is just the video, what is Forex? Okay, so the internet. All right, so my internet is acting a little spotty with it, but it's a really great video. These are what we call the 100 series courses videos that are shown, okay?
Welcome to the I Am Mastery Academy for Forex. In this,
so as you can see here, the gentleman is getting ready to break down what Forex is.
we'll be talking about what is FRX.
All right, so FRX is basically another word for Forex or foreign exchange. You're going to start to learn the vocabulary of wealth because
Forex
wealth is definitely
can be
a
professionally
language.
abbreviated as FX or FRX. This basically is the short term.
And I think
you guys
pause it, it'll allow it to catch up. If you pause it, if you wanted them to hear it, it should allow it to render a little bit. And then maybe a little bit later you could play, because that's one of my favorite videos. I just think they've done an excellent job at breaking down what Forex is for someone who knows nothing. And that's a really good point that you touched on, Jewel.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's excellent. Okay, let's try it now, China. See what we got.
Foreign exchange. It is the official trading market where one can exchange different currencies across the globe.
Okay, so you guys kind of get the hang of it. You kind of can see
As
what
many
that
countries
looks
are
like.
backed by their own banks, this allows citizens to use a currency.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. We'll take another look at another one that we have. They have great videos. Again, they're short, they're sweet, they're to the point. What is Forex? What is the history of Forex? What am I buying and selling? Leverage, proper risk management. You're going to learn all of these things with the course, right? So I'm just going to click right here, return to library. Go right back here to Forex Academy. It's going to pull up all the different videos here, what's trading Forex, market participants, when to trade Forex, buying and selling. This is another really favorite of mine. Let's give it a try. And again, they're short, sweet, and to the point, right? So that way it holds your attention. All right, I'm gonna just pause it just to see if we can get it to buffer a little bit so you guys can watch at least a little bit of it. But I'm gonna tell you, when I came over here 4.5 years ago, you know, we didn't have, we had none of this. It was like one instructor. It was one instructor, which is our amazing CEO, right? It was just featured in Forbes magazine yesterday. But it was pretty much him, and he was really late. You remember that, China?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it was so far over our heads. It was no one to really break down the basics like you have now. So just imagine learning from someone who's been trading for 30 years, and his elementary version of it is like calculus or this advanced, you know, so we were just like, phew.
Yeah. But we stayed because we knew that, like, we got to get these markets. I mean, both China and I always wanted to learn the charts. We wanted to learn about market fluctuation. I wanted to be a player on Wall Street, but I didn't want to go get my Series 6 or 7. And with this educational platform, I'm telling you, they made it very simple. All right, let me try to play it now. Let's see what happens. So again, the video.
Welcome back to the IML Academy. In this video, we're going to be discussing the difference between a buy and
this is a really good
a sell in the Forex market. Now, as a trader, it's very important that you understand the difference between the two, because you can make money both buying and selling currency pairs in the financial exchange market. So to better understand the psychology of this, let's begin to think like a retailer. A retailer likes to purchase goods when they're low and sell goods when they're high. The reason being is because as the goods exchange in value, they stand to make a profit. Now, we can apply the same exact concept to the forex market, where we're buying and selling currency pairs and making money as the value is exchanging. Let's take a look at the live charts here. We went ahead and highlighted different points in the market where the market was high and low. These are the best places for a trader to want to buy and sell inside of the market. The whole goal of making money is to learn when to buy, and you make money as the exchange rate is changing. As an example, when the market is extremely low, we look to put in buy orders, and as the market is coming up, we get to make money. And the same is as true as when the market is high in several examples here. When the market comes to a high point, we look to sell, and as the market comes down, we're able to make money, okay? Now, a little bit of vocabulary just for you guys. As the market is beginning to come up, you will hear a trader say, the market is going long. Long simply means the market is going to start going in an uptrending motion. That means that the trader is going to get ready to buy the currency pair. Now, when a trader says we're going to short the currency pair, that means that the trader is going to sell a certain currency pair and expect the market to come down. Now, the only exception to the foreign exchange market is that you want to be sure that you're on the right side of buying versus selling. I'm going to show you an example here. Let's say you're looking to put in a long position or a buy position.
Okay, guys, so I just wanted you to kind of get an idea. You saw that, you've heard that probably before, right? Buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. Buy low, sell high. And what I love about this, you know, China, we have so much fun. We make money every single day. All this is happening on your cell phone. When you first get started, we're going to have you start on a demo account. So that way you can practice, right? So China, how often are you seeing, how long are most of your people staying on demo account before they go live with real money?
So we're seeing about 1 to 2 weeks right now. Obviously, it's totally up to the individual, but we really see a lot of people come in, dive in with the support that they get, and they feel really confident, mainly in the beginning because they're copying and pasting with the technology, the tools like the swipe trades, like Gold Cup, and many of the tools that they have, they feel confident, not because they know everything, but because they've been able to grow their demo account and they're consistent with it. So 15 to 20 minutes a day have been life-changing for a lot of people, and they're going live within a week or two inside of our group.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I think I agree with you. We're seeing on average, you know, 15 to 30 minutes a day, people staying on. I'm trying to open up one other slide to show you guys. It's kind of acting up, but let's see if it'll let me show you this one. Now, this is, you're going to learn, there are like a lot of different strategies, right? And of course, when you first look at a chart, you're like, no.
I was.
When I first saw it, we were like, we were like, y'all play too much. I don't know how you think. I did not go to school for this. This chart looks very, very intimidating when you first look at it. And let me tell you, there are a couple charts out there that I really, really like. China, I don't know if your computer will let you pull up harmonics. You saw it wasn't letting me do it. Came on over here to pivot. You want to pull up harmonics?
Yeah, I can pull it up really quick. I love the harmonics. It's my favorite for sure. So
yeah, let's pull up the harmonics. She'll pull up the harmonics. I was going to break down pivots to you guys. I love pivots. There are lots of different strategies, but I don't want to freak anybody out. But this is what I want to tell you. But this is what I'm telling you. All the newbies, you know your primary colors. You know your 1, 2, 3s. You can trade. You can trade because it's really just about looking for the colors, looking for the numbers, and looking for the letters. And we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to teach you what to look for and all of that. So even though I know when you first look at that, it can look intimidating, like what is going on? But it's really, okay, cool. She was able to get harmonics up. Okay, great.
I'm gonna change it up because I know that one is kind of bunchy a little bit. So I'm going to go to a different pair so that we can really see it.
Okay.
And then I'll just work to open it up some. But like you said, if you know your ABCs, 1, 2, 3 shapes and colors, believe it or not, that's all it really takes to really be successful with trading and utilizing this tool, because the tool is doing the work for you, right, Dr. Jewel? I mean, you're not coming up with what currency pair to trade. The tool is going to tell you that right here. You don't even decide if you're going to buy or sell it. The tool tells you this just based on the positioning of this D and this green line that says entry. Remember, Dr. Jewel mentioned we buy low, we sell high. So if you see the D that's high above these blue dashed lines, is just telling us that it's going to go down. It's expecting that it's going to start here and begin to drop down just like it did here. It already made it all the way down to TP2. Now, we don't expect in this informational that you're going to be able to understand everything, but bottom line, what I can show you is that we have multi-million-dollar banking software that's 87% accurate and it works. So your ABCs tells you the currency pairs you're going to trade. In this case, you have AUD, JPY. We're getting in on a sale simply because the D and the green line, this entry point, is positioned above the take profit points, which is what TP represent. And the 1, 2, 3s tell you the actual numbers you're going to put into the app that you use to trade. So all you're doing is looking at this chart and identifying a currency pair you're going to trade, whether or not you're going to buy or sell it, where you're going to enter and where you're going to exit to take your profit, and how you protect yourself in the market. Is really, truly just that simple.
It's that simple. China, let's just point out the A, B, C, and D for them. And this is what I do every time we get ready to trade. So everybody, let's do our letters. Come on, remember A, B, C, D. So where's the A? You're going to point to the A.
A's
B,
here.
C, D. So you're always paying attention to the D because it's the entry point. The D and the green line are always going to be together, right? So if you were taking notes when you first start, you would say D and green. So you start to associate entry into the market with D and green, right? And then she talked about TP. TP stands for take profit. Guys, we're not sitting on our phones looking at our phones all day long. Mm-hmm. No, we're going to type in those numbers just like you're typing in on Cash App. I'm going to type in that TP1, which is take profit. And if the market hits TP1 while I'm asleep, while I'm at the movies just opened up, or while I'm at church, wherever I am, if it hits, it'll automatically close me out in profit. China, I think one of the main things that people are afraid that's going to happen is that they're going to have to be in front of their computers all day. But that's absolutely not the truth. It's very short, it's very sweet, and it's very to the point, right?
Yeah, we're not doing that. I mean, I remember just this morning, Jewel, you were trading NAS. We just love trading this NAS. It's aggressive. It's definitely popping right now. And it's inside of a community where you're literally just inside of a group where we're telling you what we see inside the market, and you could choose to get into it. I know I'm not staring in front of no monitors and charts and screens all day. We're moving. We're on the go. So this is perfect for the busy professional, especially to be inside of our community.
Yeah, no, and it's so many people right now. You know, you got moms that are at home that are trying to work it out with the babies. They're having to homeschool them. Literally today, I have a leadership call that I do every morning at 11 a.m. China, you would have loved today's leadership call. We had a young woman on by the name of Bobby. I think her last name is Robert. She's 72 years young.
Wow.
And she was at home taking care of her husband. He needs to be, you know, I guess he's got some things going on. And so she says, I don't need to leave for work anymore. She said she'd been crying out to God saying, what am I going to do? And I was talking about this on the Impact Network on my show, and she called and reached out to me, and she's in the system working really closely with Sean James and now making a tremendous amount of money every day. She had everybody almost in tears on that call today. So it doesn't matter if you're 72 or 27 or 15 or 50. This is for you. It is for anybody that's ready to make money, right? Now let's talk about China, what they need to do to get started, right? Yeah. First of all, you need to get back with the person that invited you on here, right? And then secondly, you want to talk about the packages.
Yeah, so the packages, in fact, I think I have the slides here. I'll pop those up because here's the thing, and I will recommend to everybody, let's see if we can get these slides up. I would really, really recommend not leaving any money on the table because we have so many different markets that we're trading in. And I know we just showed you FRX, but I think that doggone high frequency is so attractive that you get to come into this space and really just choose whichever one you want. And so let's see if we can get this up here. Listen, you don't even have to be high tech with this thing, right? You can be low tech and still be high tech. We working it out.
If you can type in some numbers, if you use Cash App, I promise you can do this. Okay.
Yes. Yes, so I'm looking to pull it up, but nevertheless, for the FRX package, which is just your Forex education, you're going to spend $234 one time, which is extremely affordable. Guys, you have access to a $6.7 trillion daily market, the education. In fact, I just recently saw that Harvard is preparing to bring in Forex into their school at over $100,000 that people are going to be paying for a year for that education. And they're going to pay for it because you got to understand we're in a big digital boom right now. People are looking for ways to leverage the market. So for $234 one time to have access to this type of banking software, all of the videos that you just saw pull up inside of the academy, as well as over 100 educators that are teaching you in real time, and a community that allows you to copy and paste, it's really just priceless. And then we also have the 324 package, which is my favorite. It's the elite. Why? Because it gives you access to the Forex markets, the binary options, which is our high frequency, as well as digital currency. So if we're trading Bitcoin or if we're trading high frequency, you get to make money with us with all of those different markets. And so that one is $324 one time. Both of them have a monthly that you pay so that you're not paying a bulk up front. So it made it affordable for everybody to afford. $174 a month for the platinum, $274 a month for the elite, and we do give you the option for a scholarship. So that's amazing as well. The scholarship option is definitely on the table. That's going to totally waive that monthly. So that means you will pay $234 one time or $324 one time to get started and have an option for that scholarship.
That's so good, China. And I want to show you guys this too. While you just were talking about that with Harvard, I'm like, let me go ahead and pull this up so everybody can see exactly what we're talking about. Now, you know, over here, we're just talking about paying $234 or $324, I recommend, so that you can learn about cryptocurrency, as we talked about in the beginning, and foreign exchange. But this is actually the foreign exchange market, a descriptive study. This is a professor at Harvard University, and this is basically the publication of the program information and how they're starting to, like she said, talk about foreign exchange. So you can actually Google this information and see that they're beginning to offer this in their business school. And so you already know how much, you know, it would cost, right?
Yeah, it won't be $234, not even $2,000, okay?
Absolutely. And these are some of the other companies that a lot of big companies have Forex departments. It's like their investment. So let's just say, for example, Action for Children's Television. Let's just say, for example, revenue is down, but they still have payroll, they still have IT, they still have marketing. They'll use the funds that they've made through the Forex trading account to offset when revenues are down. So big companies are doing this, as you can kind of see on
Apple there, right? I saw Apple, I saw Bell South there. Did you see those companies?
Yep.
So people understand these are companies that are already involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, listen, anything that you need, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, what billionaires are doing right now is they're going crazy on self-education. They're educating themselves. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, because even between now and the next 4 months, things are going to look very different. I believe we're getting ready to see a tremendous hit on the housing market, but not only on the housing market, but on the banking market. So it's going to be really, really important that you're not expecting a traditional job to sustain your livelihood. This is a time, this is opportunity time, really. The huger the problem, the huger the challenge, the huger the opportunity. So you can't sit back and say, hey, I'm just waiting on the next election. You know, if my favorite candidate gets in there, whether it's Democrat or Republican, let me tell you something. You better have your own financial inauguration. Because at the end of the day, no president is going to send you a check to pay for your bills, right? Or to give you the lifestyle and live the dream that you want to live. You know, my husband always says, I was broke when he was growing up. He said our family was broke through Democrats and Republicans. So until you renew your mind and educate yourself, ain't nothing going to change, right? So I want to today, China, thanks so much for joining me today, sis. Any last words that you want to say? And definitely, I want all y'all to get back with the person that invited you. Don't sit and overanalyze and overthink. You got to just move.
Yeah, for sure. I would say just move with a sense of urgency. This is not the season to sit down and not be able to make a decision or go and ask people who have your problems for your answers. The people who have your answers are right here. Whoever shared this live with you or watch party with you, you want to DM them. That's who you will have a personal connection with. That's going to give you access to the community, and then get your questions answered. But bottom line, make a move. You can afford to do it now. We cannot promise you that's going to always be the case. Get started, not now, but right now.
Yeah, no, that's really good, China, especially for those of you, you know, you trying to figure it out. Maybe you were furloughed, or maybe you're at home with the children, but you know you really need to be making some extra money. I mean, it's all kinds of reasons. The only thing that it takes to become wealthy is you just got to be hungry. The reason a lot of people stay stuck in the middle class is just because they were not hungry enough. You got to be willing to sacrifice like we doing tonight, doing a live, when a lot of people right now would be trying to lay on their couch and watch Netflix. But I'm going to tell you, like my daddy used to tell me, when we used to try to watch TV and it was time to do homework, he said, all those people on that TV, they got their money. You better make sure you start staying up so you can get yours. So thank you guys for coming out here tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. We believe in you. Let's go ahead and set your heart right now that this is going to be the best Christmas of your entire life. Don't let 2020 just, slide by with this, that, and the third. Make a decision that 2020 is going to be my year to come up. So partner with us. We're excited to have you a part of the Wealth family. And let's get this bag together. You guys have a great night. Get back with the person that invited you. Bye.
Woo! See you later, guys.
Bye, sis.